Hello everyone, and welcome to my first demonstration of Into the Breach, a new game from the makers of FTL Faster Than Light. To begin with, I'd like to give a shout out to fellow YouTuber M. Joshua Caller. He makes trailers and promotional videos for various computer games, and he suggested that I do a video covering this game. He had some questions about the specific nature of some of the plot points, so this is a good way for me to answer those questions and show you how this game works. So I'm going to start with a new game. Now, a little explanation is in order. You play as a time traveler with a combat team in control of several different mechanized assault machines. You have traveled back in time to an Earth that is facing devastation by a monstrous insectile race known as the Vec. Now, it's implied that you have come from some far-flung future and you've gone back in time to try to stop the Vec from annihilating humanity. So you have a choice of time travelers. You can unlock additional ones as you continue through the game. We're going to go with Bethany Jones here. She has a certain benefit here in which her mech starts every mission with a shield. She's also +3 on grid defense and +1 on movement. Now, you can choose one of several squads of mechs. The default squad that you start with are the Rift Walkers, consisting of a humanoid battle mech, a tank, and a 4-legged walking artillery piece. As described here, these were the first mechs to fight against the mech. They're efficient and reliable. And they're good to a point, but I seem to have had better luck over here with the rusting hulks. They have weather manipulator technology that allows them to take advantage of smoke storms everywhere. We'll see that in action further on. So we have our jet mech, which is capable of flying certain distances around the battlefield. It also launches missiles that can, if equipped properly, dispense small electrical storms that can disrupt the Vec's attacks. We have a rocket mech, which is basic artillery, and a pulse mech. While it cannot do direct damage, it can push the Vec monsters around to disrupt their attacks and possibly push them into hazards. So, all that said, let's get started. I'm going to start on easy because, well, this is not an easy game, so I need every benefit I can get. So here we go. Initiating drop. So Bethany says, I was given another chance to save the world. It all depends on these islands. I can do this. And as you can see, we have 3 available islands in which to fight the Vec. We have Archive Incorporated, which is a museum island. We have another island controlled by the RST Corporation, which is mostly desert. And then we have a frigid island controlled by Pinnacle Robotics. They have a mix of humans and machines. And then we have an unavailable 4th island that I have not unlocked yet. So let's start with the Archive Island. So here we meet the CEO of Archive Incorporated, and he's expressing relief that some of the old war machines have been preserved, which may give us an angle on fighting the Vec. So let's continue. So this is our island. This is the corporate HQ, and we have 2 possible missions from which to choose. We have a research center, and we have a renovation complex. Now, an explanation of these icons. Your bonus objectives can yield you either stars, which represent reputation points that you can spend on various benefits if you clear the island. The other icon over here is the lightning bolt. You can get bonuses on your power grid, which you can see displayed at the top of the screen. Now, the power grid is especially important. As you fight the Vec are going to attack buildings full of civilians and other facilities. Every time they destroy one of these facilities, you lose points from your power grid. If your power grid is depleted to 0, then that's the end of the game. You are forced to flee to another timeline in the hopes that you can, in another timeline, defeat the Vec and save humanity. So, let's start here with the renovation complex. Our bonus objectives are to kill at least 5 enemies and protect the old Earth bar. So the CEO is saying that the region is littered with uncleared ordnance, meaning mines, so watch your step. So this is our play field. This gives you an idea of what we're up against. It's a small playing field, but there is a lot of strategy, as we'll discover. So let's start the mission. So here we are. We've got 3 different kinds of Vec, and before we begin, we have to place our forces for maximum benefit. Now, given what I know, I'm going to put my air mech here. I'm going to put my rocket artillery here, and my pulse mech here. That's a good place to start. So now I can confirm that. So here we go. And you can see the commentary from the people in the buildings. And it looks like one Vec has already hit a mine and has been destroyed. Okay, so here's what just happened. This Hornet Vec, and we can get more stats about this Vec by holding down the control key. We have a sense of its movement capabilities and what its attack is. It has a 1 square stab radius, and you can see from this indicator here, in the next turn, this Hornet will attack these buildings and potentially destroy them if we don't stop them. This Vec over here, the Leaper, has ensnared my pulse mech in a web and is preparing to bite it. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Of course, since my pulse mech is snared, I can't move, but I can still attack. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to try to save these civilians here. Now, let's try the air mech. Actually, my problem is the way the air mech is situated and the way this mine is situated. If I land here, I'll set off the mine. I'm going to have to think a little more. Oh, here's an idea. Here we go. I'm going to take my artillery mech. Now, my artillery mech can't fire directly 1 square over, but if I get 2 squares away from the Hornet, I can fire a missile at it. And the act of doing this will damage the mech and also push him 1 square forward, which happens to be this mine. So he's going to take damage, and then he's going to get destroyed, hopefully. So here we go. Select the weapon, target him, boom, and he's dead. So these people are safe for the moment. Now, this guy here, I can use my pulse capability and just give him a great big shove, just like this. Of course, I shoved my air mech here as well, but that's okay. Now, my air mech, let's see. Well, the problem is, if I park him here, or her, to be more precise, if I park her here, I'll set off the mine. I don't want to do that. If I go here and then attack, I'll land on this mine as well. This is tricky. Might not be much I can do at this point. But let me position the mech here for the moment. And now I'm going to end my turn. And 2 more Vec just surfaced. And one of them has ensnared my air mech. Okay. So let's now look at this. This Scarab is going to launch a mortar kind of attack on this building. I need to stop that. I have my pulse mech. Okay. Let's try this. I'm going to take my pulse mech, position him here, and then simultaneously push my air mech to free it from its web snare, and then push this mortar bug back 1 square. Let's give that a try. Okay. Well, that's good, because now this Scarab's attack will land short of the building and not hit it. That's good. Now, what to do next? Okay, now we can put the air mech into action. I can fly her here, then trigger her attack, jump over the bug, and drop a smoke bomb on it. So here we go. Now you can see attack canceled because, as Bethany says, the smoke's slowing it down. That smoke, by way of an upgrade, is also electrified. It's like a little storm cloud. So on the next turn, it will take damage. Now this guy, well, let's lob a mortar at it. Or, to be more precise, a rocket. Boom. And he's dead. Good. Okay, I'm out of moves here, so I'm going to end my turn. See, he took electric damage and died. And he hit a mine. Now, another thing that is worth noting is that here is a spot where a Vec may emerge. If I put one of my mechs on top of it, or if I somehow put another Vec on top of it, I can stop that Vec from surfacing. Of course, whatever's on top of the square will take damage as well. So, let me move my pulse mech here and give him a shove into this mine. Boom. Alright. Now, to illustrate what I just mentioned, let's put my air mech here. And then end our turn. Actually, no, wait. I'm going to move my rocket mech a little closer. Now we'll end the turn. Now see, my air mech took some damage, dropped my shield. Okay, the bar is under threat of attack. That's not good. Alright. What can we do here? Well, I can shove him into this mine. Boom! There we go. And that's it. I don't see any other Vec on the board, so I can just end my turn. Okay, so the CEO says that we'll begin moving refugees here now that the Vec are gone. And we see that the region is secured. I got 2 reputation points for killing at least 5 enemies. I also got a reputation star for protecting the old Earth bar. So there's also a count here of additional XP that my characters gained. Bethany is already at maximum level. I have protected 500 civilians. That will play into my score at the end of the game. Okay, so let's try another mission. We have Remembrance Point, in which we have a dam that could be destroyed. We have Chronology Hall, where there are defensive shields active, and then the Research Center. Well, let's look at Remembrance Point. The old earth dam used to generate power, but has little use now. Destroying it will let the river reclaim the land and delay the VEC. So we have bonus objectives for destroying the dam and blocking the VEC from spawning out of the ground 3 times. Okay, let's give it a go. Alright, so we have a Hornet and we have a Scion. Now, Scions do not attack directly, but they do provide support to other VEC in the area, so they're almost like a medic. So, alright, let's put our air mech here. We'll put our rocket mech here, because I have an idea about blowing the dam. And then let's put our pulse mech here for the moment. Okay, let's confirm. Okay, so we have cleaning by the numbers, or let's try. Uh-oh. These people in this building are already worried. They said, our luck's run out. Maybe not. Let's see. Alright. Alright, I've got an idea. This dam has 2 hit points. My rocket artillery does 2 hit points. Let's blow the dam and flood these squares and take out this VEC. Off and away. Uh-oh. I forgot. That Hornet is flying. Okay, so I got a reputation point for destroying the dam, but that didn't help the people in that building. Okay, well that's alright. We can still make this work. What can we do here? Okay, he's not close enough. He is. Or she is. Okay, one smoke cloud. Poof! Okay, that protects these folks for the moment. Now, let's move our pulse mech over here for the moment. And end our turn. Uh-oh. So, we lost one building and we took a hit on our power grid. Oh, we have this is a blast scion. All other VEC will explode on death, dealing 1 damage to adjacent tiles. That's why we lost that one building. Oh, that's no good. We've got to make a priority of taking him out. Alright, well, so it must be. But we also have these people under threat. He's under threat, too. What can we do here? Of course, we still have that issue of the blast. Alright. Let's start with our air mech. Let's fly her over here, drop a smoke on this. Alright, that buys these folks some time. My pulse mech may take some damage. Might have to do something about that. Well, let's go over here and simply give him a shove, because that won't do any damage. Then I might shove this. Now, I can undo this move by clicking on undo move here. Okay, let's do something different. Well, first let's do something about this blast scion. Okay, this one's for you. Okay, so now these won't explode on death. That helps. Okay, so now I don't want to do that either, because I don't want to damage buildings. Well, we can get the pulse mech out of the line of fire and block this mech from spawning. Let's give that a go. Okay. One was killed by electric damage. Okay. Alright. Now, I could use rocket artillery to push this bug back, but if I do that, well, maybe the surfacing Vec will stop him from lobbing a mortar here. Maybe. Well, let's give it a try. Or, here's another idea. Let's take our pulse mech. Nope. Can't put him quite close enough to do that. Or here's another idea. Take the pulse mech. No, because if I trigger that, I'll do damage to the buildings here. Don't want to do that either. Well, I can delay things a bit. Here's... Oh, I've got an idea. Let's take the rocket. Push him. Oh, good. Well, that was easy. I was overthinking that. And that's a danger of this game, is you can overthink your moves too much if you're not careful. Okay, so we have one emerging, two emerging, but I don't want to overdamage the mech. I'm going to move the pulse mech here for now. Okay. So we've got two buildings in danger. He has one hit point. So I can just lob a rocket and take him out. There. This Hornet has 2 hit points. Okay. What can we do here? Well, I can delay the attack. Yeah, we'll delay the attack. Dump electric smoke on. Ooh. Dump electric smoke on. There we go. And just for kicks, let's give him a push. Okay, we didn't destroy them all, but after a limited number of turns, the mission ends. So the CEO is saying that our nature preserves were destroyed during the fighting. There's little left of the region, but the Vec are gone for now. Okay, well, that's something at least. And what's interesting about this game is the music does a good job of capturing the mood of the situation. You have a humanity that's just barely hanging on. The music sends this message of, well, we're okay for now, but we're still in mortal danger. There's this uneasy tension in the music. So that said, let's continue. Time to select another mission. We have the Central Museums, where we have tanks that we can defend. The Forgotten Hills, which feature a volatile Vec that we should not kill because it lets off a large explosion. Chronology Hall, with artillery support. Okay. And the Research Center. Well, let's try for the artillery support. So we have an old Earth artillery battery up and running. We have to make sure it survives the fight, and in this mission, we have defensive shields on some of the buildings, which will help. So here we go. Alright, we'll put our air mech here. Let's put our rocket mech here, pulse mech here, and confirm. Alright, already we've got one building in danger of attack. We also have this artillery piece. I want to move it up. I can only move one square at a time, so I want to get it moving. Alright, what to do about this? Well, if I push it back, well, it's only got 2 hit points, which means I can take it out easily with one shot, so this one's for you. Say cheese! Alright. Now for you... Well, let's give it some smoke. Alright. The pulse mech... I'm going to put it here for the moment. Alright, so it looks like my air mech is in danger of getting attacked by 2 hornets. But I still have this artillery piece. Alright. Well, the artillery piece, hold down the control key, moves 1. But it also has a mortar attack. Let's move 1 to the side. It attacks 2 squares. So, let's do that. Into the drink. Now, what can we do here? Alright. Well, 2 hit points on the Hornet. So let's make use of that. Bombs away. There we go. The pulse mech. I'll leave the pulse mech here for now. Oh, you think so, huh? Alright. Have it your way. I would like to quote the words of that great philosopher of our time, Mr. Edward Van Halen, when he said back in the 80s, might as well jump. There we go. There are no active VEC at the moment, so I'm going to take a moment and just end my turn. That's another one of those scions. That's a blast scion. Okay, gonna have to make a priority of taking it out. Let's see. Two hit points. There. My air mech is ensnared, so she can't do much. But I still have this artillery piece. Here you go. Boom. Okay. Let's end our turn. So, more progress. More XP for our players here. Another 500 civilians protected. And more reputation points. Okay, I have one more mission to grab. Now, once you're down to 3 territories left, there will be seismic activity that will close those remaining 3 areas off. Then you will have to defend the corporate HQ from a boss Vec. So, let's see what we've got. We've got tanks. We've got Forgotten Hills with a volatile Vec. And then we have Old Earth Park with a coal plant and some air support. Let's give that a go. This region has an old airfield that can provide air support. We're actually new at flying these planes, but let's hope for the best. Okay. Alright. So, maybe one air mech here. Yeah, that Scion's got to go, so here's a rocket mech for it. And a pulse mech here. Confirm. A time pod. Oh. To think every pod likely means a timeline died. Well, maybe. So these time pods have been sent from maybe our future prime where we originally came from. We have to pick that up if we want to reap the bonuses, but we've got another problem. These yellow squares indicate where an airstrike is taking place, which means that our rocket mech could be in danger. Now, the attack order is fire damage, storm smoke, environment meaning the airstrike, and then enemy actions. So I don't necessarily have to do anything about this, because the airstrike will come in first before this Leaper has a chance to attack. I do need to move my rocket mech. So, move the rocket mech and take out the blast Scion. He's dead. Use my air mech, pick up that time pod while I can. There we go. And I think that's it for now. Let's end the turn. See what I mean? The airstrike took it out. Alright. Uh-oh. So these folks are in danger. What can I do here? Well... How many hit points? 2 hit points? Alright. Alright, here's what we can do. Let's lob a rocket and push him back. Actually, take him out. Alright, he's dead. Now, fly here, jump over and drop a missile. Delay the Leaper's attack. Actually, kill him. Even better. Alright. And the pulse mech, well, you can move the pulse mech here. Let's end the turn. Alright. He's in danger. 2 hit points. Alright. 1 rocket. Alright. We have a Vex spawning here. Alright, I'll note that. Airstrike here. Let's put my air mech here and end the turn. There we go. Okay, the last turn here. Okay, so this Hornet's going to attack our air mech unless we do something. This Hornet is going to attack this skyscraper, again, unless we do something. Fortunately, there are things we can do. Okay. Let's start with the rocket mech. There we go. Now let's dump a little smoke here. There. Let's move the pulse mech a little closer. I don't want to attack because either I'll push the Hornet into my mech, causing damage, or push the Hornet into the building, which defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. So let's end the turn. There we go. Three cheers for the rusting hulks. Alright. Looks like one of our people got promoted. That's good. And here's our time pod that we secured from the future. Let's open the door and see what's inside. What have we got? We've got a shield tank upgrade. And you can see that these require reactor power to use. We don't have any spare reactor cores, so that might not help us as much. Actually, we do have a reactor core here, so this could come in handy in the future, but let's continue. Okay, so this character has been promoted, +1 on movement. That's good. And here comes the seismic activity. So we've lost these regions, and now our corporate HQ is under attack. So now we have to double back to where we started and take out the hive leader. We have a beetle leader. Okay. Beetles are nasty. They charge in a straight line and light every tile in the path on fire. Gonna have to make a priority of taking it out. So we'll put our rocket artillery here and say our pulse mechs here. And the building saying, "We're doomed!" And not if I have anything to say about it. Alright. Alright. What can we do here? Alright. Alright. Alright, I've got a plan. Let's use our pulse mech. And give these two guys a shove. Alright. Now, you think that may not have helped us much, because now a different set of buildings is in the Beetle's line of fire. Now, I reposition my rocket mech, hit him, and push him again. There. Now, if he charges, he's going to hit the mountain. The mountains don't have any civilians in them. I'm not as concerned about that. And then finally, let's put our air mech here and dump smoke. There we go. Alright, that's the end of this turn. And we have a Scion providing assistance. We also have this building in danger again. Alright. Let's use the pulse mech and give him another shove. There. You can attack the mountain now. Okay, rocket mech. Take out the Scion. let's put our air mech into position and end our turn. Okay, he destroyed that mountain, but that's a lesser concern. Uh-oh. This beetle means business, doesn't he? Alright. What can we do here? Oh, I've got an idea. Use... Ooh. Well, no, if I use the pulse mech... If I use the pulse blast here, I'll wreck the building. Let's think about this again. Alright. How many hit points? Alright. Here's a plan. Use a rocket mech. Take him out. Alright. Now, let's move the pulse mech over here. Give a shove. Sorry, Bethany. Okay, so now he's going to charge in a straight line. That's not going to do much good. But still, let's do a little damage along the way. Also attack, canceled his attack too, that's good. And electric damage. Okay, we've got one building threatened here, we've got another building threatened here. What can we do? What can we do? Well, we can cancel his attack by dumping smoke. We can use rocket mech here. Stop him, push him back, and kill him too. And then, now, we're close to the end of this battle. I'm going to activate my pulse and push this bug into Bethany's shielded fighter. Her shield might drop, but it'll also kill the beetle leader, which will give us some reputation points. So here we go. Yes. And we've protected the corporate tower so far. That's good. So let's end this. Alright, so we've done it. So let's continue. Now, as I mentioned before, we have reputation that we can spend before leaving the island. So let's see what we can get out of this. Now, we can buy certain weapons, but these weapons require power. We have a fire beam weapon, that's interesting. We have a pull tank, unstable cannon, an ice generator. We can also buy additional reactor cores. We can also shore up our grid power. I think I'm going to invest in grid power. So let's do this now. Notice that our grid power goes up and up, and now I can overpower the grid and beef up my grid defense, which improves civilian buildings' ability to resist attacks from the VAC. So let's invest in that. That's good. So, now we leave the islands. So here we are back at the island selection. So at this point we can choose either the desert island run by RST or the ice island run by Pinnacle Robotics. But I think we'll save that for the next installment. So thanks again for your time, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.